this leads us on to another lady, and this lady was actually living in her own home, and she presented with reduced mobility and balance problems, and she'd had some falls in the past, and she used furniture indoors and a four-wheeled walker outdoors. And she did have quite a complicated medical history insofar as she'd got spinal stenosis, so that meant she'd got pain, she'd got bronchiectasis, so she had some problems with repeated chest infections, and she'd got a kyphoscoliosis, which meant she was bending over, and she really was quite flexed, quite stooped, and quite breathless when we first met her. She lived with her husband in a ground floor flat, and she steadied herself with her arms to prepare food, wash and dress. So she was still managing, but only just. She couldn't manage to transport items from the kitchen. So she was kind of unconsciously accommodating her loss of balance, which made her feel like she was getting old and troubled her. So she agreed to try it, which we think again is putting the patient at the middle of something, or the service user. Traditionally, what potentially could have happened there is care would have gone in, done the cup of teas, done the meals, sat her down, and that would have been at the end of her. And so basically, Balance Active was put in so she could start to do some activities in the kitchen, washing and dressing. So if we look at the difference before and after, before she was using Balance Active, she couldn't walk unaided, she couldn't walk and carry, she was 5 out of 10 insofar as fear of falling, and so that's like a scale saying naught's not scared at all, 10's terrified. So she was pretty scared, and we know that fear of falling is a risk factor for falling, so that is important. And she had pain from a flex posture, and taking up to 6 paracetamol a day. So she was, she'd got some really serious issues. Afterwards, though, she was walking independently, she could walk and carry. A fear of falling had reduced from 5 to 2, which is, really important. And again, the pain had reduced. So 2 paracetamol alternate days. But I think, again, going back to what the service user said, this is life-changing. My walking outside's improved, so I can go out all over the place now, and I've had fewer chest infections. So these are our service users that at the moment we're missing. And in social services and in health, we've got such an opportunity by putting some low-tech solutions in and some simple interventions to keep people on the feet, keep them safe, keep them at home, and keep them having fun. So really important, and life-changing, what can we say?